Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a very long time, too long in between videos, but I'm back today. Peach is welcoming you all back in typical chestnut mare style by sassing a random pony. You might not be able to tell, but the bay horse is actually a mare. If that was a gelding sniffing around back there, he would definitely be getting a much less friendly reaction from Peach. She actually really likes this mare, which has been nice. She's had a bit of a lady friend to bond with, but unfortunately she's going home soon. She was just at the property for some retraining, so her and Peach got to be neighbours for a little bit. But getting back to today's video, I'm very excited. Peach and I are going to be jumping our very first little show jumping course. You guys know I've been taking things pretty slowly with Peach if you've been watching us for a little while. So training wise, she has done a lot of pole work, some small grids, a lot of single fences on their own. And we have been out on cross country once where we got to do a few logs and some steps and just some little bits and pieces, but nothing too serious. So I thought it was probably time to step things up. 2021, we're stepping things up for Miss Peach and put together all the things that she's been learning to actually do a full course. We are very lucky. We have obviously an arena that we're able to use and ride in, but it is on the smaller side and probably too small to really set up like a decent course, so I've kind of avoided doing it. So I got off my butt and I grabbed all the show jumps and I actually dragged them out to one of our back paddocks and have set up a somewhat challenging show jumping course for Peach to attempt. Some of the jumps are a little bit scarier than what she's seen before. I've tried to put some fillers under them and things like that, things she hasn't actually jumped before, so it will be a bit of a challenge for her. But first I'm going to get her ready. So, I mean, she's already pretty clean. We don't have too much grooming to do. As you guys can see, her coat is looking really amazing at the moment. I wish it still looked like that, but winter has definitely arrived and all the horses are looking pretty fuzzy at the moment. So I will be clipping her soon because, yeah, it's just a bit hard. I'm not planning on giving her a break this winter, so she needs to be ready to be ridden, and at the moment if I ride her for more than 10 minutes she's already sweating up, so it's definitely time to clip her. I haven't actually clipped her before, so it's going to be an interesting process. I'm going to work towards it and I'll probably vlog it if that's something that you guys are interested in watching as well. So here I'm just taking the hay away from her. You guys probably know this if you've watched, but I do feed my horses just a little bit of loosened hay before a ride. So the idea of it is that it helps to reduce the risk of things like ulcers because the lucerne is quite good at kind of buffering that stomach acid. Once we are tacked up, I always give her a little wither scratch. This is her favourite spot, as you can tell from the little twitching lips. And then it is time to pop on my tendon boots. I'm putting the brown ones on today, and as usual, just so clumsy. I actually have a problem. But we get there in the end. We get tacked up, just got to chuck the bridle on now. And I will say too, I know a few people have asked me about this. I've got a new bit that is working really nicely with Peach. She is a very soft, sensitive mouth and I want to keep it that way. So I've been playing around with a few different bits to see if I can find one that she is the happiest in. And this one is by far the best one I have found. It is an Innosense bit with a ported tongue, which means it doesn't put pressure down on her tongue. It's got like an up and over part to it in her mouth, and it's a plastic bit, but she's going really nicely in it. And as you can see, she's looking really good too. This is probably the fittest that Peach has been since I've had her. As usual, I just do my little walk around the arena. I generally do a lap each way just to let her start to loosen up, warm up a little bit, and I slowly do up the girth as I go. Time to jump on. As you guys know, pet peeve of mine is when horses walk off on you when you are trying to mount. But Peach is very, very good with this. She's definitely learnt that she just needs to stand still and wait for me to ask her to move forward. When she does stand still, she gets big pats, just to reinforce this is the happy place. We like standing still and just chilling. Hello guys, this is a very brief intermission to let you all know that after you finish watching this video, I do have another one up right now. It is on the FEI's YouTube channel, so you can just search FEI, you'll be able to find it there. It is all about how I bring my horses back into work after they have a spell or a little bit of time off. Peach is featured very heavily in it as well, and I go into like sort of the riding program that I use, as well as some hints and some tips how to deal with the more spicy equines. Not that Peach is one of those at all. Sleepy sleeps. So definitely go and check that out if you're interested. I will leave the link to the video in the description box down below. So for my warm-up, I generally aim to do like 15 to 20 minutes of work before I go out and get ready to jump. Today I'm just going to be doing it in the arena just because the ground is like still a little bit hard. So I thought I'll start off in the arena and then I'll head out and have a go at this course. As you can see, Roses, the other mare, decided to warm up with us at the same time. And it really shows to me how much Peach has matured recently as well, because generally, even like 6 months ago, if I had another horse in the yard next to her, next to the arena, while we were working, it was something that was extremely distracting to her because she just wanted to go over and say hello to them, and you know, I'd be finding that she would try and drift towards them as well, whereas now I find that she's so much better at concentrating on me and really getting her mind on the job. And you can see too, I feel like she's really strengthened up recently. I'm finding that she's in so much more of a consistent frame. She's a lot straighter too. I'm not getting that feeling of, you know, the energy going in a million different directions like it used to when she was a bit younger. And I've really stepped it up recently too. I'm trying to do more canter work with her as well to again just increase her fitness. And she's doing really well with it. I can really feel like she's hit kind of like that next level now, which is exciting. So it's time to start, you know, doing a little bit more jumping and a few more outings and start preparing ourselves to actually go out to a competition, which will be very exciting. You might be able to tell from the GoPro footage, but if I'm warming up for jumping, I do get up into 2-point position when I'm cantering Peach and just get her moving a little bit more forwardly, because I find that she does tend to be, you know, she's on the lazier side, so it's good to kind of get her a little bit energized, a little bit more excited in the work, and then I find she works so much better once I actually get to the jumping. And it's good too, it kind of gets me into my 2-point position and warming up a little bit as well. I finished off just with a little bit of slightly longer rein trot just to loosen up and back to the walk, and she was really good. Again, you can see how well she was concentrating while I was asking her to work, because now that we've stopped, she notices that there's some guinea fowl and some chickens out there and she just really wants to have a look at them. But while we were trotting around and cantering around, she didn't even batter an eyelid at them, and that's kind of where I'm like seeing that little bit of a mature horse start to come through, where she's really listening to me now, which has been a nice little, what would you say, like an improvement. That's what I'm trying to say. Again, as we're walking out to the show jumping arena, you can see there's a lot of things at the farm that could potentially be scary to a young horse. There's chickens everywhere, there's guinea fowl, which if you've never come across a guinea fowl before, they are the noisiest birds to ever exist. And sometimes the horses can find them very nerve-wracking and scary, but it's good. They just have to get used to it. And I think it's good for a young horse like Peach to see a lot of different things, because I don't want her to be overwhelmed when we finally do go out and compete. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of atmosphere and a lot of things to see. She has now spotted the show jumping course that I've built for her, and the walk's getting a little bit more forward. We're interested, we're intrigued. She's like, "Mum, are you going to make me jump this?" So this is our first round, and I've left it completely uncut so that you guys can see the entire thing. I decided to keep all the jumps at about 45 centimeters. I want her to be able to basically walk over them if we got to that point. Had a nice little trip there too. It wasn't making me feel the most confident considering that happened after the very first fence, but she just wasn't listening for a second. I was asking her to turn and she wanted to go straight. We got it together after that, didn't have any more trips, thank goodness. But even like this jump coming up, like she hasn't seen fillers like this before, and just no hesitation. Very, very happy with her. You can see I am taking some very wide turns because again, I'm just allowing her to have quite a few strides out just to set her up for the fence. So she has plenty of time to see it and think about it. and so far so good. She's also being very rideable. I wasn't sure how she was going to go. Obviously this is a very, very large paddock, which can be pretty exciting for most horses, but she's listening and she's turning and she's going where I'm asking her to. And that's all the things we want. This double was hard for her. She didn't exactly know what to do. It should be 2 strides. She knocked the first one down because she couldn't quite judge it. And then we ended up breaking into a trot halfway through. So a little bit messy, but again, that's just something that we've just got to keep working on. She's only done a little bit of grid work in the arena, so she's still learning to judge what's required when she sees questions like that. You will see that she does learn very, very quickly, and this is actually her first ever Dazzleboard jump. I was so proud of her. I just sat up, kept my leg on, I didn't overdo it, and she jumped it really nicely. She did duck down and have a bit of a look at it as she went over, which is pretty Peachy style. She really likes to look at things and judge them. Killed it on this curving line right at the end as well. It's not the easiest line. She listened to me really well and really tried to do what was asked of her. So I was super happy with that first round. We had the double down, that first fence, but the rest she all kept up. And seeing as that round went so well, I decided to put the jumps up a little bit and have another go. All right. Okay. I knew that double would be a bit hard for you to look at. Okay. Woohoo, nice one. I know. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Shall we pop it up a little bit? Pete, I'm so unfit, I'm panting so much. So I've now popped up all of the jumps. I think probably most of them sitting somewhere between 60 and 70 centimeters. So like grade 3, grade 4 pony club, somewhere around there. Want to make it a little bit more difficult, but again, don't want her to lose any confidence today. This is all about Peach getting some confidence and learning some new things. So we're keeping it pretty relaxed. One thing I definitely learned from this round is that I need to spend a lot more time just getting a little bit more familiar with Peach's canter striding. I feel like I tend to hit some awkward takeoffs in this round in particular, and I think it's because I'm so used to Fletcher, who's so much more forward and such a bigger horse, and he had quite a large stride too, so I expect this big stride and then it's quite small and petite, so I've got to remember that with Peach. But she does really well to deal with whatever takeoff spot I give her and tries her absolute best. She's such a good little horse. And I don't know if you guys noticed as well, she absolutely killed it on the double the second time round. So often with her I find she just needs to do something once or twice and just get used to it. Once she knows what she needs to do, she does it perfectly. Awesome. Clear round. Oh, good girl. You did it all. Guys, I don't know how badly you can hear my panting right now on the GoPro, but yeah. Wow, I thought I was getting fitter, but maybe not. If you'd like to see more training videos, then do let me know down below in the comments. And guys, I do have another video coming next week. It is ready to go, so make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications if you haven't already, so that you don't miss out on that one. If you need something to watch in the meantime, we also have a video up on the FEI's YouTube channel. I will leave the link to that in the description box down below. But I will see you all next week. Bye guys.